I just turned 21 years old and I'm gonna go over some lessons that I have learned that has made me over $1 million now. 850K, 900K pounds, what, $1 million, right? So I've just got some bullet points here on my phone, which I'm just sort of gonna be free doming off my mind. Just going over some lessons with you guys, dropping some source from my personal experiences. Now, before we get started, I'm fucking burnt. Like, my face is burnt. Ryan's over there laughing. You're just gonna have to allow the burn, because at the end of the day, actually, that's my first point. This is what I'm gonna get started with, right? Within business, speed matters way more than perfection. And a perfect example of this is, I could have waited till tomorrow or the next day until this burn went down and said, oh my God, I don't love myself. I'm gonna wait until this burn goes down so I don't have people commenting on my burn. But at the end of the day, I need to get this content out. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if I've got this burn on my face. I'm moving with speed and I'm taking the aligned actions to the version of myself that I want to get to. And by doing so, I'm taking speed with everything that I do in life. In business, in any external thing other than business, speed matters most. Because the thing that I realized with a lot of people and the thing that I realized with myself when I started business is we overthink a lot. Am I doing the right thing? Oh, is this in place compared to this? Or whatever it may be, I'm sure you can relate to something like that. We overthink a lot of things. And the one thing that I've noticed with other people and even myself now is just by taking action, not thinking about the thing that you need to do, even if you are stepping into the darkness and you don't know if it's gonna work or if it is gonna work, or it doesn't matter what it is, right? Just taking quick action on something is gonna be way better than taking slow on it, overthinking it and trying to perfect it. Because in reality, it's never normally perfected anyways. It's like you're never gonna know if the thing's gonna work. So by taking action on every single thing that you do as quick as you possibly can, even if it doesn't work out, at least you was quick with it and now you can move quick on rebuilding it, making it better, etc., etc. So like, the thing that I realized really and truly, a lot of guys in info, they start to make anywhere from like 10, 20, 30, 40K per month, anywhere within that range, and they struggle to get out, mainly because of their mindset, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. But yeah, I mean, realistically, like, especially within this info space, a lot of our perception on money is ruined because realistically, starting out in high ticket sales, you can make like 10K per month within your first like 2 to 3 months, like realistically, right? Not everyone can, but I'm just saying, I've seen people do it. I did it. On my third month, I did £6,300. On my fourth month, I did 8.5K. And on my fifth month, I did 21K. So like, you can do it fairly quick. But yeah, like realistically, a lot of guys who are stuck between that like 10 to 40K mark, which was myself for like 6 months, it all comes down to mindset, right? And what I mean by this is like, I'm gonna interlink my next lesson that I learned with this one as well, is that your internal creates your external, right? And I say this all the time, a lot of people say this all the time. And I'm gonna go off on a tangent on this one, but really, like, if you don't have your external right, then if you don't have your internal right, then your external won't reflect that. And by having that internal in a state where you're just like constantly hanging yourself up about things, your thoughts are your actions and your actions are your results, right? So it's like when you do get to that like 40K per month and maybe you start to, for me anyways, personally, it's like, oh, I got to 40K per month very quickly. And I was stuck at 40K per month for like 5 or 6 months in a row. And it just came down to me not believing that the vehicle that I was working with couldn't get me past 40K per month. I thought there was a cap in this industry because I hadn't necessarily seen anyone get past that. Because comparison is a thief of joy, I then gave myself this belief of I can't get past 40K per month. Because I gave myself this belief of I can't make over 40K per month, my actions were a direct correlation. So I took slow action because I just didn't believe that I could get there. And because my actions were slow, my results were I didn't get past 40K per month, right? So this is exactly what I mean. It's like your thoughts are your beliefs. Your beliefs are your thoughts are your actions, and your actions are your results, right? And it's like if you have this thought or this belief of like, I'm not worthy, I can't get to 100K per month, your actions are literally going to be, I cannot make 100K per month. Your actions will be, you won't make 100K per month. You won't take the aligned actions to make 100K per month. And what are your results gonna be? Well, you ain't gonna make 100K per month, bro. It's literally the same thing as me. I literally, from the minute I started working on my mindset and I flipped this belief of I can get past 40K per month, that same month, right? From the month of August to December, I did 40K per month. Every single month, nothing more, nothing less, which is really weird, by the way. But start of January, when I invested 15K into a mindset coach and I reprogrammed my subconscious mind into believing that I could do over 40K per month. I did £100,000 that month, which is about 130K or something like that in dollars. Cash collected, by the way, that exact same month. And then the next month after that, I went on to do 280K in dollars. It was genuinely as simple as changing my external. Because the thing is, a lot of guys, when they start business, they're doing. So was I. So are probably you, right? It's like we think that working 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days, doing the work, putting in so much reps is going to get us there. And don't get me wrong, I don't disagree to the fact of when you're starting in business, right? When you're starting as that sales rep, when you're starting in whatever type of like online business or even business in general, it's like you need to do, right? You need to do the work, you need to start the business, you need to learn the skill, you need to do all of these things. But it's like when you get to this place of like, I have a running business, I have a few people around me, even like a little team, I'm making that 10, 20, 30, 40K per month. It's now about being. It's like, I now need to be this person. And what I mean by this is, when I was doing 15-hour days at 40K per month, I made more by doing less hours of work. I was doing that month I did £100,000, I did like 3 hours a day of work. And now, really and truly, I probably do like 2 to 4 hours of super deep work, super intentional work, and I make 6 figures per month. Why? Because I worked on my internal and I became that person. And it's like, I really and truly visualize very specifically the vision of the person that I wanted to be, the external things that I wanted around me. And I just thought to myself, how does he think? What are the beliefs that he has? How does he feel? How does he act? I mean, bro, like really and truly, like the version of myself that's making like £2 to £3 million per month, does he think that he can't get past 40K per month? No, of course he does. He already makes 2 to 3 mil per month. So it's like, okay. So it's like, how do I step into that version? Well, my bro, you literally have to just change the thoughts and the beliefs. It's like, if he doesn't believe that, if he doesn't think that, if he doesn't feel like that or act in that way, then it's like, all I have to do to get to this version of myself is step into him. Think the way that he thinks, feel the way that he feels, and act the way that he acts. Because your subconscious mind controls 95% of your behaviors, your beliefs, your emotions, and your memory, right? So it's like, even if you tell yourself on the external, I know that I can get past 100K per month, but there's some part of you inside that doesn't truly believe that. That's your subconscious mind. And a lot of us like don't understand the subconscious mind. How do we change the subconscious mind? Well, I mean, really and truly for me, it just came to meditating. Because it's like when I wake up in the morning and I'm in this Zen zone and my brain isn't fully up and ready and it's in this calm Zen mode, I go into my meditations. And when you're in this Zen mode in your meditations, that's when you open your subconscious mind. By visualizing and stepping into that person or myself that I want to be. Very specifically, what is the house that he has? What is the car that he drives? What is the girl that he has? What are the kids or the future, or how does he think? How does he walk? What is the confidence that he portrays? How does he walk into a room? What is the aura that he projects? What does he believe and think in his mind? How does he feel? What is the energy in his body? How does he feel? What is he acting on a day-to-day? Like, how is he showing up for work? How is he acting? How is he speaking to his team? All of these things very, 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 very clearly in visualizing this person of myself every single day, meditating and impressing this and reprogramming my subconscious mind. Inevitably, without me even doing anything different, that will just quite literally portray in my external. Because the more that I reprogram this and learn over time, it's the same thing with gym, right? It's like realistically, if you stuck with a gym plan for the next 90 days, 110% would you get more fit? Of course you would, 100%. So it's like, again, if I 110% stuck with my meditations and literally visualize this person that I want to be, how does he think, how does he feel, how does he act? Literally quite very, very visualized, like clear visualization, stepping into this person, my energy, feeling the way that he feels, would I not quite literally start to turn into that person within 90 days of doing this 100% every day? 100%, of course I would. So it's the same thing as, right? It's like, it's practice. The same with anything, skill, gym, meditation, stepping into this person. Everything came down to me making more money. Everything came down to my internal. Changing my internal, thinking, feeling, and acting the way that the version of myself acted. Because it's like, okay, the version of yourself that you're in today, the position that you are in today, does this not come from the images that you replayed in your head? Of course it does. It's like me being in Florida right now. I have the girl, I have the money, I have the team, I have all of these things that I visualized in my head like 6 months ago or even 3 months ago, because I replayed those images over and over and over again in my head. 100%. When I was in my 9 to 5, was I not replaying in my head over and over again, you're not worthy, you are going to be stuck in a 9 to 5 your whole life? Or even if I didn't think I was going to be stuck in my, like everything that I was taking aligned actions to was just the images that I replayed in my head. Because when I was in my 9 to 5, but every single day I was replaying in my head the money, working, etc. Would I not be taking aligned actions to get that? Of course I would. Well, of course I would. So it's just like everything that, like that, the position that you're in today purely just comes down to the images that you replayed in your head. Let me ask you, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he was 8 years old and he was going to training and he was touching the grass and he was kicking the ball into the net, did you believe that he was replaying the images over and over and over again when he was touching the grass in the big field, when he was hearing the crowd scream, when he was going, Sue? Nah, probably not 8 years old, but you know what I'm saying? Of course he was literally replaying that. He 110% believed in his mind at 8 years old that he was going to be a professional footballer. Even myself, I believed that I was going to be a professional footballer when I was 7, 8 years old. But what happened when I got to 13, 14, 15, 16? What happened? Well, the beliefs that I played in my head, the beliefs that was impressed into my mind, my teachers, my family, all of these negative beliefs, everyone impressing this standard life that you have to live, get a job, go to college, work till you're fucking 70 years old. All of these things were impressed into my mind. So all this negativity just led to me not believing that I could be this professional football player because it was unrealistic. But let me ask you, at the ages of 15, 16, 17 years old, do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo still believed that he was going to be a professional football player? Of course he did. So what was the actions that he was taking at 15, 16, 17 years old? Well, he was showing up at training every single day. He was working harder than every other 15-year-old that was out there. And it just came to him naturally. So by him believing that, he took the actions which were aligned to him becoming a professional football player every single day. And what was the results that he got? Well, I don't need to go through that with you because you know the results that Cristiano Ronaldo got. It's the same about school, right? It's like, even when I was in school, I used to tell myself, I'm going to fail because I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Oh, these guys are smarter than me, so I'm not going to do this. Because I believed that I was dumb, my aligned actions were, I'm dumb, so I'm just going to do worse on my test. And my actions were, I failed my test. But do you think if I believed in my head that I was very smart and I was going to pass my test, I would take actions to pass my test? Yes, I would. So what would my results be? I'd pass my test. Of course I would. You can literally put this down to like any position that you have in your life, like any version of yourself that you want to get to. It all starts at the thought level. Because you start, like anything that you feel, if you think that you're going to succeed, you feel like you're going to succeed, you're going to act like you're going to succeed. If you don't think that you can succeed, you start to feel unworthy. You start to feel, oh, I'm not going to succeed. And what are your actions? Well, you're not going to take actions to succeed, and if you don't think and feel like you can succeed. Of course not. So it's like really and truly your internal creates your external. It all comes from within here. And anything that you portray within here will happen on the external. It's down to you to make that happen. Oh yeah, another lesson that I learned as well, especially recently, like I knew this was a thing before, but I didn't truly experience it until I went back. And beliefs aren't true in themselves, right? Beliefs are only true once you experience them, right? Put that into any part of your life, I can guarantee it makes sense. And the lesson here is that your environment changes everything. Now, I started traveling from the month of June 2025 when I started to make the big bucks. Not even the big bucks, like 20K plus per month. And I started traveling the world. Dubai, Bali, Koh Samui. Where else have we gone? Fucking Florida now. Cyprus, Egypt. I don't even want to say Egypt. Marbella, yeah. Basically just traveling the whole world, right? And the thing is, because I was in such a bubble of like new environments, big villas, etc., it's like I was acting in alignment to my 2.0 self. And we came to this realization of like we wanted to move back to the UK just so we have a base, because like we were just living out of our suitcases. And although it was good, hit our record months, etc., it's like we wanted our own place, and then to obviously be able to still travel the world, etc., but just have our own home base, right? And I recently, I came to Florida 3 days ago, but I was in the UK for the last like, 3-4 weeks. And the thing that I realized, because we don't have a house yet, we're still waiting for that to get sorted. We don't have a car yet. We don't have this like the small external things of freedom, because I went back and I was living this environment of my 1.0 self. I was living at the house that I grew up in. I didn't have the things that my 1.0 self had. It's like, okay, for instance, right, I've been living in this 2.0 mindset and this 2.0 frequency and this 2.0 environment, which like allows all of this to come together and obviously create my external. But now, because I'm going back to a 1.0 environment, all of these triggers, even though I've worked on my internal so much for my 2.0, start to like flare up, like these 1.0 triggers, like the small things, like seeing the old bedroom or the small environments. For me, it's like having a load of kids in the house because I've got a family, like hearing the noises when I'm on calls and I'm trying to take work calls, etc. It's like all of these small triggers, although they're only small, right? It's like because I've been in such a bubble with this 2.0 frequency, 2.0 mindset, 2.0 environment, going back to this 1.0 environment, 110% takes a toll on this frequency and this wavelength and this mindset and everything in general. And it's like now, I'm so happy I went back for 3 to 4 weeks. I'm still going to move back to the UK and have this house. But moving forward, I'm happy the past 2 to 3, 4 weeks have happened because I've learned a massive lesson for it. I've made significantly less money from what we're used to, but I know for a fact it's because of this internal state that I was in, because of these triggers. I was allowing these like small external things hit my internal, and all of these 1.0 triggers, which is like normal. I've spoken to so many different people about it because I didn't experience it, and it's very, very normal, and I can understand why now. So it's like, boom, me coming out to Florida. I've come out to Florida for the past 3 days, and in the past 4 weeks, I've literally hit record days again. It's like everything changes to your environment. So moving forward, it's like I'm going to spend so much money on my environment, because by me portraying so much money on my environment, it's going to keep me in a 2.0 environment, which is going to keep me on a 2.0 frequency, 2.0 mindset, 2.0 internal, allows me to do my meditations and all of these new things that I can create around me. It's like I don't believe that you can create this 2.0 self to this full potential that you think that you can in this 1.0 environment. No way, bro. No way. Because the thing is, when you go back and you get these triggers, you start to get the 1.0 triggers that you have. I'm unworthy, I can't do this, or I still work this 9 to 5. Like I promise you, it lingers in the air. I promise you, it 110% lingers in the air. So it's like by putting a lot more money into, or even just like building a much better environment, this main environment is like, bro, like, let me ask you, are you trying to rip off the branches of the tree, or shall we just take the whole fucking root out of the tree and get all of the branches off? Of course, just rip the whole fucking root out. Like, there's no point taking all the branches off when you can just do one fix and get all of it gone. It's the same thing. It's like I'm planting a new root, which is my environment, which is going to grow me more branches, my frequency, my internal, my money, like all of these external and internal things is just going to come together. Because again, like your internal creates your external, right? All of these internal things are going to come together, which is going to better my external. But that all comes from my environment, because I cannot fully work on this internal without that environment first. A lot of people say to me, I can't, let me just put it onto like a monetary example, right? Some people say to me, their excuse for I can't make money online is I don't have time, I don't have knowledge, this, that, and the other. But it's like, let me ask you, do you think that there is someone out there that has less time than you, less money than you, less knowledge than you, didn't grow up with like a rich family or their GCSEs or whatever it may be, do you think there is someone out there that has less than all of these things than you, but is still in the position that you want to be? 100%. What did it come down to? Their actions, their beliefs, how they're feeling, etc., right? So it's like, it just comes back to like internal creates your external, like whatever desire, whatever desired reality that you want to make happen, why can't you make it happen? Like genuinely ask yourself, why can't you make it happen? Because you telling yourself that you can't make it happen, again, just comes down to your thoughts and beliefs, right? But it's like, my bro, there's a whole life out there. There is someone out there that has done it that is in a worse position than you. Why did they do it and you can't? Genuinely, I'm gonna leave you with that question. Why did they do it and you can't? It's as simple as that. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. Any desired reality that you want to get to, if I wanted to become a professional football player in the next 5 years, I could, 110%. If I wanted to, give me some mad examples, Ryan. If I wanted to become an astronaut and fly to the moon in the next year, 100% I could. Give me some more examples, bro. Mad realities.
If you wanted to be a racing driver, you could.
Wanted to be a racing driver, I could. Football player, I could.
If you wanted to build houses, you could.
Wanted to build houses, I could. Bro, any desired reality, I could. Genuinely, I could. If I wanted to be president, I could. Bro, why couldn't I, bro? Yeah, of course, we're all waiting for time to catch up, bro. But it's like, why couldn't I? If I 110% believed in my mind that I could be president, why couldn't I? Why couldn't I? Because if I continuously stepped in to that like literally closed my eyes and envisioned myself being president, stepping on that stand, speaking to the people, everything, like being on the news, if I stepped into that person and genuinely thought like he thought, believed and had the conviction that I could be him, felt the way that he felt, my external, I would take the actions to becoming president. 110% it'd happen. Like any reality that you want, any desired reality that you want to make come true, you can. There is nothing stopping you other than yourself. Like, you can do it. Yeah, building a why. I'd say like this is super surface level, like stripping it back to surface level. Especially like starting, I obviously teach appointment setting, right, in high ticket sales. Like, but even just starting out on your entrepreneurial space, I'm only gonna say that because most of the guys watching this are gonna be aspiring entrepreneurs, people that want to get into appointment setting, etc. Get deep on your why. A lot of guys that come into the space, I'm like, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for money. But nah, because money is purely a tool. It's like when I think of money, I don't think of the paper notes. I don't think of the number in my bank. Like, money is completely different to me now. Money is taking my girlfriend on a first class flight to the Maldives, buying my mum a car, buying my mum a house, providing for my future kids, providing for my siblings. Money is a tool that buys this life, right? Money is a tool that buys the future desired reality that you want. It's, other than that, like, money serves no other purpose, right? So it's like, what is your why? And a lot of guys say it on a super surface level. I did, 100% I did. I said to myself, well, I want to retire my mum, I want to travel the world, and I want to be free. Okay, but why do you want to retire your mum? Like, what's behind that? Like, why is that super important to you to be able to retire your mum? Why do you want to travel the world? Like, why do you want to do that? Why is that important to you? Why do you want freedom? Like, are you not free right now, bro? Like, why do you want freedom? What is freedom in you for yourself? What is the definition of that? Like, what is behind that? It's like, you can strip that back so much more. And the thing is, like, mine was super surface level when I started. And as soon as I got super clear and went so much deeper on that why, I started to make more. Because it's like, I had an emotional why, and it was also linked to pain. Because it's like, if I didn't hit that why, then fuck, I have this pain. And it was super emotional. So it's like, I literally have to hit this now. I have to take these actions. And it's like, again, it's like in my mind, I'm constantly working on my internal. It's like thinking about hitting this why. And if I don't hit this why, what happens? Like, what is the pain behind that? So it's like super strip it back and get super, super deep on that. And also like your why always evolves. Like for me now, I started my entrepreneurial space in, nearly a year and a half ago now. And again, like when I started, it was like travel the world, retire my mum, etc. But it's like I've hit all of them now. I've traveled the world for the past like nearly a year. Retired my mum, she never has to work again. Like I've done all of these things, right? And it's like, how can that now be my why when I've already lived the life and had the experience of the person that done that? Like how can my why right now be, I want to retire my mum, when that's already happened? I've already experienced it. I've already felt that way. I've retired my mum. It's already happened. The actions have been done. The results have happened, right? So it's like, how can that why, like how can I now carry on and make more money and work on this mission or whatever that may be when I've already hit that why? I can't. So it's like your why needs to constantly evolve. Like my why is so deep now and so elevated. It's like I'm on a much bigger purpose. I want a much bigger vision. Like everything that me and my team are doing and everything that I'm doing is super intentional and on a much, much bigger surface that it's like, I gotta hit this, bro. It's like, I have to. It's like, it's so fucking deep that maybe I even release a YouTube video on my why. Maybe I'll do that, right? Maybe you make a YouTube video on my why, bro. That'd be a good YouTube video. But it's like, it's so deep that it's like, I have to hit it. And I know it will happen. We're all just waiting for time to catch up, right? But it's like, I know for a fact, the more conviction, the more belief that I have in hitting this, the more actions that I take, the results will happen. Just waiting for time to catch up. But yeah, I think that's some value dropped. I think that's some source dropped. Listen, my DMs are always open for advice, always dropping source on the stories, source on the DMs. If you found this valuable, if you watch this to the end, drop me a message on Instagram, man. Like just to even let me know you watch this to the end, because I want to know, like, I want this video to change some people's perspectives. Like I want this video to change the trajectory of at least one person's life in some way, shape or form, in a mindset shift, in a perspective shift, whatever that may be. I want this video to make some sort of an impact. So if you feel as though this video made an impact on yourself, please message my Instagram. I want to hear it. That's my intention with this video. But yeah, other than that, people, I hope you guys were impacted on this video. Some lessons learned for myself, and yeah, peace.